Now, they asked me to introduce myself. I don't usually talk about myself. They wanted pictures. I sent them the left picture on top. Moi, they wanted a water-related picture. They thought it was not really up to date. They asked me a cruise-related photo. I sent them the one to the right. It was my husband that took the picture. He was distracted by the view, so I just took my feet. They said, please send us a picture of your face. Sent them the left one, and they said, well, it was this winter ice fishing in Quebec City where I live. They said, well, can't see your face, so there you go. Ta-da, this is me on the right, okay? So look at this picture. Juneau is, first of all, the largest U.S. capital, and also it's been the capital since 1906. And look at the square mileage, 3,255 square miles of capital. It's large. Not always in the town, but very large. And this is as we arrive, this is taken from a ship as we arrive. This is Juneau, absolutely gorgeous. And most of the town that you see now, where the buildings, it is the capital, so there are a lot of government buildings. In the southeast of Alaska, this is the only large city. About 33,000 people live there. And most of what you see was built on the mining, the rock tailings of the gold mining. That means that it was not that wide at the end of the slope of the mountains, just built on after that. So this gives you an idea. Did you see the joke? Did you know? It's a joke in town. They say that everywhere. Did you know? Did you know? Get it? Right? Cute. Okay. Area in square miles. So you have land, ice field, water, and the total is a 3,255. But the city itself is only 14 square miles. This is a building on its side, but these are called false fronts. So you only have the side of the building, takes less space, you pay less taxes on the street as a lot, but then your facade is a square one, so it looks bigger from the street, and you have a lot of those in town as well. So what you see then is what you see now. The Southeast Discovery Center I love. For those who were with me when I talked about the rainforest, I kind of tricked you in showing you a picture of a marten behind a tree, and I said I was a good photographer. That was taken there. And that is, it's the natural and cultural history of the Tongass National Forest. So they recreate the landscape, then they recreate a fishing village. It's beautiful to go see inside, quite nice. And there are 3 totem poles at the entrance of Discovery Center. Again, right in town. Now that is the map of Ketchikan. I do have an example of it with me, just one example, but if you want more information later on, please come in and see me. We will be in berth number 3, which is here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, wet 3, right where the Ketchikan Eagle is. I will describe, not in detail because I'm not a biologist, but just to give you an idea of all the plants that the native use and have been using for thousands of years. They know everything about those plants. They've even recorded some human presence 12,000 years ago in some of the caves. So they have been using that for quite a long time. So I will be using the hand, which means properties for artistic creations, the chef's hat for edible properties, and the green cross for medicinal properties. The glaciers start with snowfall, and the more snow falls, the more it protects the glacier and compacts over the years. If you look at the top illustration, it says snow is 90% air, and we all know what a snowflake looks like. Then it's compacted, goes down to become granular ice, and again, that is the figure of the granular ice, 50% air. Back down again, becomes firn, 20 to 30% air, and finally glacial ice, 20% air as air bubbles. The Kenai Fjord National Park, this is one that I hiked there in 2019, and you look at the sign on the left, it says 2010, that was the line of the glacier in 2010. and then retreated that much in 9 years. And that is a nice hike. It's about half an hour. There's a shuttle from Seward, quite nice. And the two bottom ones are Holgate Glacier. That's also in Resurrection Bay. From May to October, we have all these species of whales that come into the St. Lawrence River. Some stay in the Gulf, and others come in the St. Lawrence River. It's open buffet. They do have teeth compared to, let's say, humpback whales, which only have balines or balines, depending how you pronounce it, which are more like combs, sifting the fish through the water. They have teeth. They do not chew. They just take their teeth to swallow the food. And that is the teeth there. You can find out their age and different particulars when you study the teeth. So this, he's smiling at you. It's not eating you, just smiling at you. Like, no, he's laughing at us. That's what he's doing. If you look at that here, all the scars that you see on the top of his melon and his mouth is because he does eat sand lace, sea worms, so they do go at the bottom, and that makes scars for them. So clams, halibut, smelt, squid, herring, cod, and, well, cupcakes, that's for later. Now, the whale excursion started in 1971, but full-fledged industry in the 1980s. And they are now in a protected area, which is a marine park. So you do have larger ships that are there. You have Zodiac, and that's for all kinds of whales, all the 6 species that we have in the river, not only the belugas. But you do see the belugas here, and that is the lighthouse that we're going to see as we come close to Tadoussac. This is the monument of the founder of the Seminary of Quebec, the first Archbishop of the Cathedral, and he's the one that we're celebrating this year for its anniversary. That's when we opened the Holy Door, Monsignor Laval. And some of the last closer look as we are just by the Civilization Museum. You see we're right there by the street where you would be walking, right in this area here. We have St. Pierre Street, Museum of Civilization, and the Royal Battery. This is St. Pierre Street, which used to be the Wall Street of Quebec City. We had about 12 banks on that street. Right now, in Old Town, 0 bank. ATM machines, 0 banks. The last day, this is the last day because they're closing the exhibit on the 9th of October of this art installation called Passage Insolite, Unusual Passages. There's 19 art installations. This, I'm showing you the left picture, showing you the punchline of that particular art installation. You see different lines on buildings where you are in the Royal Square. You have no idea. Somebody played with aluminum paper, you think. And then you go on this spot and it's all the concentric circles, and that's the vision the artist has. So very nice, and that's what you can see on Royal Square. Of course, we have large birds, large pigeons, bronze pigeons, bright yellow pigeons. So please enjoy. This is on top of Dufferin Terrace, looking up at the river and Orleans Island behind. Biggest top earning pirate is Samuel Bellamy, aka Black Sam. And he was named the Prince of Pirates because he was very generous with the people that he took over. Did not torture them, did not kill them, very generous. His prohibition of hide and seek games, so you had them in barrels, you had them in sacks. If you can see the triangle sacks, that's 5 bottles in there. They made less money. They had them also in wooden boxes, but they made too much noise. Here on the top picture is a Mary of New Bedford, and it's on Ellis Island. Looks like a normal ship. And then look at the illustration, and you can see that particular mast. There's a hinge to it, and it drops on the side, and you have a secret compartment at the bottom to hide the liquor.